All right, y'all. Welcome to the Uncut Roots channel podcast. We got the All the Lights feature. All right. My name is Omar Caesar. Got my man Jahkil Jackson over here, live and direct. So, first things first, let's go ahead and start diving into it. Got a lot of topics we're going to dive into, talking about a lot of stuff involving whether it's high school ball, whether it's just about just our own mentality as athletes, how we can get better. So, we're going to dive on into it, all right? All right, my man Jahkil, what's going on, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. So, listen, before I don't want to go too much into it. I like for you to tell about your accolades, who you are, and what brings you here. So, you tell them about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Jahkil Jackson. I'm 18 years old, and I'm a student athlete and a social entrepreneur. I started a business at the age of 8 years old to bring awareness of homelessness called Project I Am. So I've been doing that for the past 10 years, and I'm also an avid basketball player. I've been playing my whole life. And it's just something that I've grown to love. And on top of that, I do a lot of other things. I used to dance. I do a lot of modeling, acting. So it's a lot that goes into me. But yeah, I just find time to have all these activities and just get myself out there.
Man. So, how are you able to man? Because that's a lot to manage, right?
Yeah.
How are you able to kind of go and do everything and still be able to keep it focused in the basketball realm too?
Yeah, I would give the credit to my parents because me being young, I haven't mastered time management at all, and it's something I'm still struggling with and trying to work through. But um, I give the credit to my parents, making sure I'm not double booked with anything and keeping my schedule in order. I need that, and I think that me going into college is going to be a lot more put on me. So I'm gonna have to find ways to learn balance by myself. I think the year I did Aspire when I was by myself, I got better at it, just being on my own and having to do certain things by myself. So I'm getting better at it. So it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a lot of times I know for myself, right? Like I have kind of like a schedule where I'll look and I'll be able to have everything labeled out.
Yeah.
I mean, is it like where like for you for basketball? I mean, for like how many days a week do you usually able to get in as far as like the training and stuff like that?
I would say it really depends for me because with my life, it can be something happening like different days every single week. So it really just depends on how to work it around my schedule, whether it's a bag stuffing going on with the organization or a speaking engagement. Having to find time when to do the workouts or go to the gym. So I would say it really just adjusts based on the week. It's not like a set in stone thing that I have right now. But hopefully one day I can get there where I have a consistent schedule for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so as far as that goes, I mean, so let's kind of start off. So well, first of all, how long have you been playing basketball for?
I like to say my whole life. My parents say organized since I was 4 though, but I just say my whole life.
Dang. So since you were a kid, just always
Yeah.
been the basketball.
Yeah, I grew up playing basketball. I think when I came home from like one of the presents for them, the baby shower was like a real like life-size basketball, not like a toy basketball, like a real basketball, and that's what I was drawn to, and I just will always be interested in it. And I grew up in a basketball family. Everybody plays basketball. Lots of my family are tall, so it was just kind of something that I was interested in immediately, and kept going with it. Yeah.
I wish some of my family members were tall. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Shoot. We working on it. We working on that. We wear a lot of Timbs, so that way we can catch up to it. But but that's cool. And so from Chicago, right? So
Yeah.
talk to me as far as the basketball scene out there. Like, how was that growing
Yeah.
up?
I would say Chicago basketball is very tough. You have to have a certain mindset playing in Chicago. It's not really like soft. It's very aggressive. Um, I would say growing up, being from Chicago and not growing up, I was kind of taller, um, and I was younger than everybody, but I was usually one of the tallest on my team. So I'll have to play like big man sometimes and really be focused on defense because some people are selfish. Like they don't be swinging the ball, so like I would have to like create my own buckets or go get it myself or get a rebound. And that's why I got so good at rebounding because like I want the ball because nobody's gonna pass it to me, so I gotta go get it and then take it myself. So just growing up in that environment, a very selfish like AAU scene in Chicago. So yeah, it was like more so like all for self growing up in like AAU basketball. But I will say being from Chicago is very aggressive.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about the guards, right? Like I
Yeah.
think of Chicago, I think of like Tim Hardaway, got D Rose,
Mm.
obviously. I don't want to excuse, I don't want to exclude anybody else, Iman, right? Guys like that. So and
Yeah.
that's kind of like the style that they play at, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of it, for what I've seen, like I'm from New York, but obviously like Chicago basketball, a lot of it outdoors, a little more
Mm.
outdoors, right? Like a little
Yeah.
more on the street ball level, things like that.
Yeah.
Like how did you? I guess like where did you start to hone your game?
Mm.
You know, like how did you start to kind of formulate your game? And I know you talked about the rebounds and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, as far as like even like the scoring and stuff like that, like you know, like how are you able to kind of get those on top of like just the
Yeah.
hustle?
I went through a lot of phases, I would say. Like D Rose was always somebody I looked up to. I had phases where like I wanted to play exactly like him. I wanted to play exactly like Westbrook. Wanted to play exactly like Curry. Like it was like so many different phases that I went through. Whether it was wearing the knee pads, the tights, all
Oh
the
man,
accessories, it was
you
bad.
got the
Like
ankle
I
ones on
would,
too. The ankles on.
it was so bad. Like
Yeah.
it was a lot of phases that I went through in terms of like the style of play. And I think that once I got to a certain age, I was able to kind of take what I like from everything and kind of hone into something that's more like my style. And I've kind of just became an all-around player where I can do anything you ask me on the court, whether it's defense, rebounding, steals, anything defensively and anything offensively. Make sure that I'm able to do everything on the court. And I would say maybe around once I saw the change, I would say it was like after sophomore year. That's when I realized like I'm nice. Like I'm like I knew I was always good, but like once I got stronger, once I got like bigger and just a better IQ, I was able to do certain things at a higher level, I would say. So after like sophomore year, that's when I realized like I could really do something with this. And yeah, I would say it was around that time.
So I'll say like so obviously we know each other for
Yeah.
years, and you know, I've trained a lot of athletes, and there's something around that. I will say there's something around that eighth grade
Hmm.
to same thing like 10th grade year,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes I get a lot of eighth graders where man I can't even get them to the gym. Like it's like pulling teeth, you know, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, but what is it? And maybe you can speak to you for your own experience. What was it that literally from like that eighth grade to that 10th grade year, like what is it that causes that spark where
Hmm.
you're like, yo, it's go time. Like I gotta like everything you said, like
Yeah.
it starts to because I'll be honest, like for years I'll tell them like, yo, you gotta get ready, you gotta get ready. And then some guys they'll take their time or they're like,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden 10th grade year comes up, and they're like, yo, dude, I gotta get in here every day. I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, what just happened, bro? Like, you know, I was telling you that for years, but you know, where did this come from? So
Yeah.
what was it that started to like where did that during that time period,
Hmm.
what changed?
Well, that was coming out of like COVID, eighth grade. No, my freshman year was our first year, my first year back in school from COVID. So I would say the switch really came from like I had so many different activities going on in my life. So it was always like I said I want to play professionally, but it was like I had so many other things going on that it was like I still don't need basketball. I can go into 5 other routes if I wanted to. But I would say growing up with me having so much going on, it wasn't like I don't think the big switch happened until like I realized it's like I gotta get it going if I really want to do something with basketball. So I think that's what caused the switch, but also me coming out of COVID, sitting in the house for 2 years, not being able to do much and go to the gym for real. It was just me being excited just to really be back like around people playing basketball. Um, we still had to wear masks my freshman year, but it was just good being around people, being able to really play. And then sophomore year, I got injured my like halfway throughout the season. So I didn't play a lot, I would say, in high school because my junior year I was real ineligible. So I had freshman year, half of sophomore year, didn't have junior year, and then I had senior year. So I had a rough go at high school basketball, and I would say I was really eager just to get back out there and really play.
Man, so you got literally like once you got literally just 1 year to really like maximize
Yeah.
everything. Oof, nah, that's tough. Man. And even through all of that, like I mean, once that even through that senior year, like how was your? I mean, 'cause that's a lot, right? Like for a lot of athletes to have to the level of uncertainty,
Yeah.
right? Like it's a lot. Like it's like something where yeah, that level of uncertainty creates a lot of anxiety and things like that.
Yeah.
Like how did you manage all of that during that time period?
It was hard. I would say junior and senior year were probably the roughest years that I've gone through. It was a hard time for me just being ineligible, and then staying at that school, and then senior year being treated the way I was, like, just having that rough experience takes a toll on you mentally, and lots of people would like seeing my situation, you would expect me to quit, and not, especially since I got so many other things I could do. Um, and I would say a lot of people growing up didn't think like basketball was serious for me. So lots of people think I'm like doing it for fun or don't take me serious because I'm giving bags to the homeless, and they don't respect the nice guy usually. So being giving, being able to like being like wanting to help people isn't like seen as cool nowadays. So I would say,
Which is crazy.
yeah, yeah, carrying all of that, all of those emotions, those last 2 years, and all that pressure, it was hard, but honestly, I would give credit to my parents. They did a good job at getting me through that rough time and making sure that I wasn't going into like a depressed state, and I definitely was for a while, but and I didn't know how to like get through it, but I would give the credit to my parents.
I mean, shout out to your parents for
Yeah,
real on that, man. I mean, that's and we talk about a lot on the podcast too, just about like support system,
yeah,
right? And kind of talk about that, like what
hmm
that, like how a support system really, like how important that is. Because a lot of
yeah,
people don't understand that, right? They're like, like a lot of people do it on their own, they go their own way, but they don't understand like what the support system like really, like how that really even keeps you going. Because
yeah,
yeah, everything is not, you know, I always tell people it's like a hill, right? You get to the top of the hill, it's going well, then you drop down,
hmm
and that little drop here, right? That's where the support system comes in, right? So yeah, talk about that, man. Like what that, how it is, like the support, how
yeah.
important the support system is, and and how did that, like, what are the steps that your support system do, like to help
Yeah.
you?
I mean, you can't do everything on your own, and that's something I had to realize, especially me being a little stubborn and wanting to, do everything on
Mm-hmm.
my own. I would
Yeah.
say it's something I had to adjust to, but I I think that my parents throughout my whole life has kind of shown support ever since the organization. I can't start an organization on my own at 8 years old. Like they've been supporting me throughout my whole life and supporting me in sixth and seventh grade when I was going through the rough experience of bullying, and that was like right before COVID happened. And then we went into quarantine, and they helped me, get my mental back right and building my self-esteem and learning to love myself again. And that's how I created my first book called I Am, to help other children with that experience and learn to love themselves. So every step throughout the way they've been there to support me, and it's unfortunate that lots of young people don't have that support, don't have somebody they can turn right to. But I will say there's always somebody out there that can support you. It's just about finding them. They might not be in your parents, it might not be in your siblings or the people that you like are like right next to, but if you go in your schools, you can go in different programs, and there's people that are willing to help you and wanna help guide you along your path in life.
Amen to that, man. I mean, I'll say this, man. For a lot of athletes, is like that's the hard part, right?
hmm
Like everybody thinks about like the on court, like
Yeah.
the training, and I tell a lot of my athletes, I'm like, the training is easy. The training is easy. It's the
hmm
it's the outside stuff that makes it more difficult,
Yeah.
right? Because now you have to try to you have this goal, and obviously now you have the things on the outside you can't really control. Like in the basketball arena, you can control that. I can just
hmm
train harder, work on my jump shot, that type of stuff, right? But the outside stuff, it just comes, and it's like, okay, well, I got to now manage this, right, and be able to keep control on this as best as I can. You can't control everything,
Yeah.
but at the top of that, I can't allow anything else. I can't allow this to derail my goal here,
Yeah.
right? I was looking through a study, and it was showing that a lot of athletes, even for their freshman year, they actually don't even complete college basketball, right? And I'll even kind of couple that to even like high school ball, right? Like, why do you like? And obviously, you're in the midst of it, right?
Yeah.
You're in the cusp. So, can you talk about why that is? Like, why do you think it is that a lot of athletes they'll go all out for 4 or 5 years, everything, and then all of a sudden, by the time they get to that senior year, that freshman year, somewhere that it's like a light turns off, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely levels to this, and
Talk about it, yeah,
and
yeah.
when you get to a certain level, and if you a lot of people don't realize that they don't love it enough, and that's perfectly fine. Like lots of people get to that stage and realize they don't love it enough to work on themselves to get themselves to that level that they're looking at. If it's like people they see that's way better than them or way more athletic, some people just don't have that in them, and that's fine. Lots of people, it's a mental game as well. Like you can do as much working out, you can do as much working on your game as you can, but at the end of the day, your mentality has to be there. To want to work, to want to get up every day, get up early in the morning, have 3 practices. You have to love doing it. Like if you don't love doing that, if you don't love seeing the final result, if you don't love seeing yourself get better after that, then you're going to end up resenting what you're doing, and you're not going to be having fun anymore. It's going to feel like a job. You never want what you're doing every day to feel like a job. You want to be having fun, and that's how you you keep your imagination, you keep yourself young as well. Like you never want to be doing something you don't love doing.
Man, I like that. I mean, I've seen you a lot, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, you got a lot of fun on the court, bro. Like, you have a lot of fun on the court, and I enjoy watching it. Like, I'll see the dunks, I see all of that. Like, you dance and everything. I mean, how do you, and like we just talked about it, right? But on the other side, is it like, how do you find that? Like, where's that joy come from?
Yeah,
Like how do you find joy within? I mean, like I said, we talk about AAU, we talk about high school ball, right? There's a lot of stress, but
yeah,
like, how do you find that joy that you have where it almost seems like, I don't want to say it doesn't seem like it doesn't affect you, but it seems like you find a way to have that inner joy that you have from the
yeah,
game. You're still able to play with that, like regardless.
yeah.
Like how do you do that, man?
I mean, I try not to let a lot of things. I try not to let people see how stuff affects me. Like I can be going through it every day, but I try not to let people see that, especially because at any given people are looking for an opportunity. People are looking for something to hate on, to laugh at, stuff like that. So I would say I try to just find joy in the little things, even like right now. It's a rough process, and like going into college, and it's been a rough year, but like I'm still trying to find joy in the little things, find a positive, and just realize that it's my journey is different than other people, and that's something that's hard to take in, and that's hard to like millions of people tell me that, but I don't want to listen to that because I feel like I should be in a certain position. I know I
Right.
should be in a certain position, but I just I just have to accept it and move one day at a time, really. But it's still hard for me to accept it. Like I'm mad. I can be mad every day, but I'm not gonna let other people see that. I'm gonna still post my TikToks, me smiling, me dunking on the court, having fun, and and just try to move one day at a time.
I wish everybody do that, man. Shoot. I mean, and, it's like you said, it's like easier said than done, right? But
Yeah.
it's like, man, I mean, I get it. Like I said, I play sports. I play football, I play basketball, track, all that kind of stuff. So I kind of get it on my side, but I'll be real. Like, I feel like today's day and era is way different. I mean, I played 15, I don't sound old, but like 15, 15, 20 years ago, but a lot of things were a lot different. Like, we didn't really have, if you had a good game or bad game or something like that, like you would hear about maybe in the newspaper. Well, sometimes
Yeah.
they get newspaper, but other than that, like, there wasn't much commentary on it,
Yeah.
right? There wasn't much commentary. There wasn't like, as much access to you. And yeah, talk about that. Like, how's that been a part of the game where you're like, for a lot of youth athletes, like where again it's that constant, comments and constant
Yeah.
like how do you battle all of that too?
Yeah. Social media has played a huge part in that, I think. Like in terms of like how basketball is now. There's lots of positives and there's lots of negatives, I would say. Dealing with the negatives is hard for basketball players, for young people. A lot of young people don't, like I said, have the support system to help them through any types of, hatred they might be getting, or lots of young people don't know how to kind of not let that stuff affect them. And I struggle with that. I can get affected by stuff that I see, but I would say it's really just about like that support system and also knowing that like your journey is your journey. Your journey is not gonna look like anybody else's. And when it comes to commentary, eh, throughout your whole life, people are gonna have something to say. So
I thought
and if
percent
what's the saying? You're not doing anything right if you're not being what's it called?
like hated
If
on
you're not
type
being
of.
if they're not saying anything, then something's wrong. So you're doing something right if people are hating on you, if people have something to say, and that's just how I think about it.
I mean, that's true. That's definitely true. I definitely see that where again, like a lot of athletes will, especially a lot of youth athletes, they'll have to deal with that.
Yeah,
You know, it's like, dude, like it's a different ball
yeah,
game,
it's a lot
man.
of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Like a lot of pressure, but again, like I think for your point, it's about having the tools,
Hmm.
right? Like you gotta have the tools to be able to manage that, right? Because some people, like, I mean, let's just be real. Like some people don't. You can be a great basketball player, but there's also the other side of it where you have to have the tools to be able to deal with that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a crazy element.
Yeah.
I want to dive into this. I want to talk about kind of like where for you, like what is your like so we for basketball, right?
Hmm.
Like is basketball kind of like your sanctuary as far as like handling all of that, or do you have other things you do that help you to manage all of that, right? The social media,
Hmm.
the pressures of playing on the team, and obviously your own pressures of performing, right? Is there anything you do outside of basketball that helps you to stay like relaxed through all of that?
I would say basketball is definitely my safe place. Like whenever I'm, dealing with something. But I will say I actually need to get back into this. But I would say just journaling used to help
Ooh,
me a lot.
okay.
When I was younger, I haven't done it in a very long time, and I think that just writing my feelings down on paper used to help a lot. I used to like write stories, and I really want to get back into that as I go to school if I can find the time to. But I would say other than that, really music. Music is my therapy. Lots of
Word.
people don't understand that, and lots of people, my mom specifically
Uh
and
huh.
my father, they don't understand how important my music is to me. Like if I had a bad game, if I'm thinking about something in my head, I need my music. Like I immediately when I get in the car, I need to listen to my Drake. I need to listen to like my R&B. It's it's something about like the music that will ease my mind and I will be in a way better mood afterwards. So I would say music and journaling is something I need to get back into, but I would say those.
You said Drake. We'll so we have I don't want to go to we have a section at the end where we'll ask you kind of about the music and stuff. So we'll get into that. I want to talk a little about the journaling, man.
Mhm.
Like because again, like for the journaling, like how does that help you in a way?
Yeah, just writing my feelings on paper and being able to, because I'm always moving around and I'm always doing something, it feels like. So to have like a set out time just to sit, relax, and like really just think and I think that can help a lot of people. Because a lot of people have bottled up emotions, bottled up feelings that they don't always know how to express or get out. Um, and if you don't have somebody to talk to about it, then maybe try journaling, maybe writing your feelings out. If I don't want to talk to anybody about something specific, then I can go and journal about it and see if that helps. So I think I want to get back into that for that reason. Yeah.
I guess that's something interesting, man. Like, you do poetry too, or anything? Or
Nah,
you ain't
nah,
even know
never did
poetry?
poetry. No,
Oh, I'll sleep on the
no.
poetry, brother. I tell you, that gets you going too. You know, I love to hear that though. I think for people, I mean, you would say for a lot of athletes. I mean, for a lot of athletes, right? Because again, this is predicated towards a lot of, especially a lot of youth
Yeah,
athletes that like it's like I think for a lot of, I'll just be real. I think for a lot of people, a lot of athletes, it's always been this common thing where it's like not. Let's just say it's almost like frowned upon, like show emotion,
yeah,
right? If you miss a shot, or it's like, oh, and they're like, yo, like which I think on that some aspects is true, right? But you're saying that for you, like, okay, like which I get from some coaching standpoint. Sometimes you miss a shot, sometimes the body language, right? Because
yeah,
obviously you want to make every shot, you want to, be the best you can be. But there's a certain element where it's like, okay, all right, so that might not be my space. Maybe that's not my space to really express
yeah.
how frustrated I am. But in your aspect, you're saying that, man, you feel like like writing down like what you're feeling, you feel like for you is just like a form of therapy.
Yeah. I would say there's a time and a place, but finding that time is definitely important. Otherwise, you're gonna have all these bottled up feelings and emotions, and that's how that's how you can have what's it that's how lots of people just have these like explosions and whether it's arguing, whether it's fights, you just have all these bottled up emotions that you don't really know what to do with. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's tough. Yeah, I think for a lot of athletes, I've seen that a lot.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So I guess on this kind of stay within that, but off of that, um, what do you feel like for you is if you could give any recommendation for athletes, right? Like as far as their goals, whether it's they want to, if they want to play college, they want to play high level ball. Let's even talk about that. Like where, I guess like what are some of your goals, right? Like what
Yeah.
are some of your goals with? We'll segue into two different questions, right? I want to talk about some of your goals with basketball, but obviously we talked about the philanthropy too.
Yeah.
Like where would you like to take both avenues?
Okay.
Within the next couple of years.
Yeah, well, basketball, of course, I want to play professionally, and have a great college experience playing basketball and play at the highest level. I think that that's really the main goal, just to be able to do what I love at the highest level. With Project I Am, we're actually making steps towards that. We started to expand Project I Am all across the world now because I've given bags to everywhere across the world, but I want to actually have branches of Project I Am ran by other young people where they are. So we have people in Spain, France, I want to say Canada. We have people across the country, just running Project I Am where they are, and that's a big deal for me. Just seeing young people, run my organization where they are, and expand the impact to all over the country. It's really important to me. And tiny homes is something I want to get involved in as well because I feel like that can be a big solution towards demolishing homelessness. They have a lot here already, and I've been to a few tiny home communities here, and it's something I want to bring to Chicago for sure and see across the country.
The tiny homes. So, real quick, what's that about? Like the tiny homes?
Yeah, so it's just a tiny house for those in need, and it's a permanent solution. It's not like a shelter where they kick you out after a certain amount of time, and it's somewhere where you can really stay and get back on your feet. So I think that can be a good solution.
Yeah, let's talk about real quick. You do a lot, man. For a lot of people who don't know, you do a lot for the homeless,
Yeah,
man. What, like, where did that come? Because a lot of people obviously they see homeless around them, but they obviously don't do enough to really help.
yeah.
Where did that even start from for you to even get you to want to help?
I would say every kid at 5 years old is really curious and wants to experience everything that they're shown. And I think at 5 years old, not a lot of young people are experiencing homelessness, and my aunt wanted us to see a different side of the world. So she took me and my cousins to go feed the homeless when I was 5, and I got to see how they live for the first time. And at that age, I thought that everybody had a house, so I was really confused. And I started begging my parents that we can give them all houses. Obviously, that's not a
Wow,
solution
man,
ever.
yeah, that's incredible.
But I kept begging them, and that showed them how much of a passion I had. So they indulged a little bit, and we had our first packing party. Because we were thinking of the things that we have on a daily basis that they don't have. We thought about blessing bags, and we had our first packing party. And after that, I wanted to keep going. That was the interesting part, because a lot of young people, after they do something once and they're over it, on to the next thing. But it stuck with me, and I wanted to keep doing it. But we can't keep, coming out of pocket for it. So we create the organization behind it. And at first it was called I Am Naeem, which is my middle name, which means to give without receiving back. And then it kind of changed into Project I Am over the years, just because we saw so many young people doing it. So you can kind of like insert your name there, like Project I Am Eric or Project I
That's your
Am Dave,
name,
like
yeah.
that type of thing. And it just became something I could never imagine. We've been able to impact almost 300,000 men, women, and children across the world, raise almost $1 million for the organization, and work with thousands of youth all across the world, just to help them learn how to give back in their communities. And it's been a pretty cool 10 years, just being able to do a lot of cool things throughout the organization. Yeah.
Man, that started at, wait, 5 years old?
At
You said
5 years
that?
old. No, the organization started at 8 years old, but the experience that inspired it happened at 5 years old. Yeah.
I mean, even that still is like, wow, man, wow.
Yeah.
And you started it, and then when did this? So at 5 years old, obviously that experience happened, and then at what age? Yeah, at what age did it really kind of start? Or was it that? Was it right away? Like, was it
No,
like
that
a?
was at 8. So is when we started. So it was like a 3-year period of kind of like me begging and, and thinking of what we could actually do. And then at 8 we started. Yeah.
Wow, man. Dude, I train a lot of 8-year-olds, and they ain't think like that, man. So I mean, kudos to you, my
Thank
brother.
you.
That's a beautiful thing. Um, I want to ask you one last question. For you, as far as in total, what would you like your impact to be left on the world?
I would like to leave. Well, my impact, I wanted to be just a person that was really giving, and caring. I want to make an impact on young people. That's my main thing is working with other young people and getting them involved. So I really think that that's like my big like newest mission is getting young people involved, because we're the future leaders, and we're going to be the people that are running this world in years. So just getting started now is really important to me, because we can be years ahead of everyone. Like right now, you can or be better prepared when we're able to step into those roles. So having seats at them tables and being able to just look at the conversations being had and just learn from it is important to me. So we're not, dumb, deaf, and blind, and then and not knowing what's going on. And there's too many young people out here doing great things and being creative, and finding ways to do what they can with their age, but also make like even bigger impact than adults make. It's too much of that going on for young people to just sit back and act like they can't do anything or they're too young, because you don't have to wait to be great. That's my motto. And we as young people don't have to wait until we're adults to be change makers or start our own business or just follow our passions, because we can do it right now.
Wow, man. See, I heard that, man. Y'all wasting time, man. What you wasting time for? You can start right away. Get straight to it. So, last thing, we always do like a little. So I can come back to it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking about that music real quick, but we'll go a quick little rapid fire.
Okay.
All right. So I like to say keep within lower than the sentence. You can say one word, cool, but anything like quick,
Okay.
quicker to the point. All
Okay.
right. So when I say, let's see, we goes. Okay. Favorite sports team. Hey, hold on now. You from Chicago, ain't you? What we talking about? What we talking about? Oh man,
Bro.
it's supposed to be quick, man. Rapid fire.
Okay. I can't,
Oh man.
I can't. Wait. Okay, the Bulls.
Okay, there's a disclaimer to this where you gotta explain what you gotta switch up your team. Like, what's up?
Cause it switches all the time. Like it really just depends on where my favorite players be. Cause the Bulls, they've disappointed me like throughout my whole life,
Okay, so okay.
especially after D
Let me say this.
Rose.
You go outside right now. You wearing a jersey. What jersey you wearing?
I'm going. I might go. You know what? I'm gonna go Dallas Kyrie.
Ooh. Okay.
I hate the Celtics.
Okay.
So Paul George and Kyrie are my favorite players, but I will never be a Celtics fan. So that's where I draw the line. If
Okay.
he went anywhere else, I would become a fan of that team. I like the Sixers though. I might put on a Sixers jersey. Yeah.
Why?
I like VJ and Bron is there now. Young Bull. All the young
He's
bulls
young
over
bull or
there.
old
Y'all
bull?
know he's old
That's
bull. You
old
got
bull.
Tyrese
Okay.
the young bull. You got VJ young bull. And you got who else they got?
Old
Oh,
bull.
then you got
You say
Joel.
Joel. He old
Yeah,
bull.
he's old
Okay,
bull.
old bull.
He's
Old
old
bull.
bull.
Okay, so you going with some of the old bull.
Yeah, and plus I know like I like do all the Philly dances, the tangin, all that. So like, and Bron is there now, so I might as well be a Philly fan at this point.
So this year you're gonna rock with Philly.
Yeah.
Rock with Philly.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay. All right. All right. Let's go. Give me your favorite artist.
Drake.
Favorite food.
Chicken.
Breakfast or dinner.
Wait, oh, my fault. Food, I would say, wait, pasta. Pasta or tacos? I'll say pasta.
Pasta.
Yeah.
Okay. Breakfast or dinner.
Honestly, breakfast.
Nike, Adidas.
Nike.
Heavy squats or heavy bench.
Heavy bench. Like, he squats.
Nobody ever say heavy squats, man.
They hurt, bro.
Oh goodness. Okay, let's go. Uphill sprint or sand work on the beach.
Uphill sprint. Yeah.
Uphill sprint. Drawing or painting.
Drawing.
Drawing. Okay. We'll go one last one. Be a great dunker or have the best crossover in the game.
I would say dunker.
Dunker.
Yeah. There's so many other moves you can do besides the crossover, so.
So you don't disrespect people. You just
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you gonna try to embarrass people out there. Yeah, okay. All right, last one. Let's go. Being tall. So let's say being tall is a great shooter. Being short and having the craziest bounce.
Oh.
So I understand when I say you're tall, I mean your bunnies are gonna be like this. So you ain't getting off the ground. So you gonna be that tall dude that can't dunk.
That's embarrassing. I hate.
Yeah.
I would say, wait, how short though? Like, what's?
I don't want to state my height, but we're gonna go. Let's say to be safe, we'll go 5'5".
5'5"?
5'5". That's all you got to
I
work
could not be 5'5". I'm
That's
gonna
all
have
you
to
got
say
to work
tall.
with, man. 5'5" is all you
I'm
got.
gonna have to be tall with no belts. That's OC.
Oh, you saying just taking shooter?
Yeah, that's.
Man, shout out to my 5'5" dudes, man. Keep your bounce right. Keep your bounce right. All right, we're gonna close it out, man. So we talked a lot. We talked a lot about everything, man. First, want to say appreciate you coming down, right? And then, tell about if you got anything else you want to plug in or any other projects you got. Man, the floor is yours, my brother.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Right now, I'm actually doing a project where I'm going to different barbershops just to get my books to them and get more Black boys interested in reading. And the Project I Am Next Up program is how we're getting, different people running Project I Am where they are. So those are my two projects I'm kind of working on now, and getting ready for school. And yeah, but thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. thank you for training me all these years and getting me right every time I come down here. And I really appreciate it. So thank you.
Of course, man. You can say killing you too, but you know that's how we live. Hey, but hey, that's a wrap for today. Again, my man Jahkil Jackson. Appreciate you coming through. So you guys heard it from him, man. Look out for many more things to come. Oh, one last thing. Do you have any guests you'd recommend to come onto the podcast? Anybody you want to see on here?
Trying to think of people in California. What's his name?
You gotta
What's
get
his
there.
name?
Gotta get there.
Wait.
No, I don't know.
Wait, what's his name? Blake. What's Blake? Wait, no, what's his? Wait, I'm trying to think of people in California that I know that play basketball. That play basketball. Blake McClin. Wait, how do you say his last name? McClennan. I would say Blake McClennan. Really good athlete. I think he's going into his. No, he graduated, but really good guard to have. Yeah,
Okay. What's his name? You say Blake what?
Blake McClennan.
Blake McClendon.
Mhm.
We'll see you soon, brother. Just know that. All right, man. All the Lights podcast. Appreciate y'all coming down. Always peace and love to you. May go throughout the day very blessed. And see us out next time, all right? Peace.